Good evening, good evening to you all. Hope you had a good evening today. I'll be cutting out a hat and I'll be sewing a bag to match the hat. So watch me while I cut my hat. I will be cutting the hat. Let me get some of this stuff on here so I can start cutting. I'll be using this fabric. I'll be using this fabric. 1 minute. Hi, Nalani, baby. Hi. Thank you for joining, my sweet little girl. Thank you. I will be sewing a hat and a bag. No problem, no problem, Nalani. No problem. Oh, no problem. I'm here. I just want to thank each and every one. How are you all doing today? I will be sewing a bag and a hat today. Sewing a bag and a hat. Thank you all for joining today. What we would say, happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Hi. Cor. Oh, please. I don't want to spoil your name. Hi, Cor. Is it Nor or let me just say KW. Hi, KW. How are you doing? Okay, I'll be making a hat today. A hat from this one. I'll be making a hat, so I'll be cutting it out. I had my pattern, so I'll be cutting it. I also made this one last week. I made this one, so I'm gonna make one from this fabric today. Also, I'm gonna be making a bag to go with this hat. So thanks for joining. I miss you all over the weekend. How are you all doing? Miss you all over the weekend. So let me go right ahead and start to cut my hat. I will be cutting my hat. And I drew this pattern from the hat that I just showed. So let me explain the measurement. And remember, I did it from this, so hope you all can see I made this hat. So the width of this, it's 15, but this I'm gonna cut it on the fold, so when it's open it's gonna be 30. So this is gonna cut on the fold, so it's gonna be 30 inches in length, in width. And this section, I cut this at 3 inches. So 3 inches wide. When it's finished, it will come down to 2. So I cut 3 inches, but when it's complete, it's supposed to finish at 2 inches. This is the original hat that I'm cutting from. So when it's finished, it's supposed to be 2, but it depends on how wide you want it. If you want a wider hat, it can go to 3, but this is 2 inches wide. So I cut this at 3 inches wide. So half an inch on each side for stitch. This section of the hat, I cut this section at 4 inches, and when I'm finished, I'm supposed to finish at 3 inches. This is gonna be cut on the fold, and I cut this at 10 inches wide. So I'm gonna cut this on the fold, and that's where I'm gonna get the circumference right around. It's supposed to be finished at 20. This section, this is the center. This is the center of the hat. This is the round section of the hat. That's the top. Okay. This is finished at 6 3/4. This is cut at 6 3/4, but when it's finished, it's gonna be finished at 6 1/4. So let me start cutting, and remember I pre-shaped my pattern. Finish, baby? I pre-shaped my pattern. So as you can see, this will be the base. This will be the middle. And this round piece will be the top. So 3 different sections, and I'm gonna cut this twice because I'm gonna be lining it with a different fabric. So let me start cutting. And thank you all for joining. Thank you for joining all. Thank you. Hope you all had a wonderful day. Thank you for joining. Hi, Yata. Please, I don't want to call your name for me. Yata. I will check and see what is Chastity. Give me a minute, and then I'll let you know. Alright, I want to put this where I can get it on the fold. I don't want to waste the fabric, so let me come out somewhere. I'll see what I can do. Yata. That's a tongue twister name. I'll see what I can do. I'm trying not to waste the fabric, so I'm carrying it right out to the end. And thank you for sticking around with me to see what I'm doing. I can cut this exact because I already have the seam allowance on this. Let me carry some more in. Okay, I think that's it. Yes. So I want to get this on the fold. I have to get the corner on the fold right here. So when it's open, it's one long piece. Thank you for sticking around with me, and thank you for all your likes. Thank you very much. Didn't want to pre-cut this. I wanted you all to see what I'm cutting. So cut along with me. So that's the circumference of the hat, the bottom section of the hat. This is the middle of the hat. This section. So if you notice, I'm not wasting no fabric, because this is the section that I just cut. Thank you all for joining me while I cut my hat. I'll be sewing the hat and the bag to match the hat. Okay, so there you have it. So I'll be notching where I'm going to be starting my stitches. You know, sometimes when you cut, you still have to go back in and shape. So as I sew, I'll shape. Okay, cut this. So let us put back this on. This is what I'm going to make it. So let me put that aside, and I'm going to be cutting this section. And this have to be on the fold. This have to be on the fold. Thank you all for watching. I'm cutting a bag. This is not a hat. I cut the bag already, so I'm cutting the hat. And this fabric is like denim. Something similar to a corduroy, if you know corduroy, denim. So this will be the middle section of the hat. I'll be joining this, and this will be the middle section of the hat. This is the top round circular, and this is the bottom of the hat. So I'll be cutting the lining exactly like this, the line on the inside. So I'm finished with this piece now, so I'm going to be using another piece of fabric. Give me a minute. I'll be using this. This is a lighter material. I'll be using this to line. I have to get this. So I'll be putting this section first. Remember, when I cut this section, I'll have here to use. But I'm gonna carry, I'll be carrying it in some more, just not to waste the fabric. Not to waste it. So I can take it in some more. Right there. Hope you all can see. Check my solution. Not too far though. It's awesome. Thank you all for sticking around. Thank you. this would be the inside of the hat, the lining, the darker blue. Thank you all for joining me and watching what I'm doing. Okay, so this section that I just cut, it's this section of the hat, the lower part of the hat. That's this section, and this is cut on the fold. So I'm going to be cutting this section, which is the middle section of the hat. And remember, it's always have to be on the fold. So let's cut. I'm going to cut this section off. And this section, I can use this piece to cut the circle of the hat. I know you all want to see me start sewing, but I have to cut before I sew. So I'm going to be putting this section on the fold. If you notice, it's fold. This section going to be on the fold. When I'm finished cutting, I'm going to show you the bag that I cut. Hi Jackie, how you doing? Hi, thanks for watching. Thank you all for joining, and I hope you all had a good day today. Okay, so there you go, 2 pieces. So let me cut the center of the hat now. Hi y'all, thank you all for joining. Hi. Okay, this can cut the center so we don't waste anything. We don't waste anything here. Making something similar to this one that I did. In this bag that I sewed to match it. Thank you all for joining. So I'll be sewing a denim hat and a bag to match. So I'm cutting the hat first and then I'll be sewing the bag. If you can stick around, and if you can't stick around to see the finished look, please join me on Sewing with MDs and you will see all that I've sewn. If you can't stick around to see the finished look, because this is gonna take a while, but I know you all have that patience with me. Thank you for being my MD's crew. Thank you. Okay, so I'll be notching where I'm gonna be joining each part, so I don't miss the circle where I'm going to start. And as I say, while I sew, if it's too big, I can cut it back down to fit. So there you have it. So I have 2 pieces of this, which is the middle. 2 pieces, the lining and the base. So that's it. And this, the top section of the hat. So there you have it. So I'll be sewing together, and then I'll get this with the lining so it can wear on both sides. If you know, this is the original, so I take the pattern from this. So when I'm finished with this, it's gonna look exactly like this, minus the panther. So there you have it, where I sewed one, and this can be worn both sides too. This can be worn on this side on the white, and this can be worn on this side. Thank you, Candlish. Thank you. Hi, Kennedy. I'll be sewing a hat. No, not to worry. Not to worry, Kennedy. I just started, so I made this hat recent, and I made a little bag, to go. There's a little, bag you can put some coins and your keys and stuff. So I'll be making a jeans hat, and I'll be making a bag to match it. But the bag is gonna be bigger than this one. I'll show you the bag. I pre-cut the bag just for time. So let me get these out of the way and start sewing. And as I said, if you can stick around for the finished look, you can join me on Sewing with MDs at a later date and watch how I put my bag and my hat together. Okay. So let me show you. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut something from this. Let me show you the bag. Okay, so let me put this aside. I'll be sewing the bag first. So this is the bag. I pre-cut the bag. I use 2 different fabric because I want to do a little design to this bag. So let me show you how I cut it. I cut it already, but I'm just gonna show you what I did. Okay, so this would be the fabric, and I want to put a little design in it. So what I did was to cut these in triangular shape. So when it's finished, this is gonna have a pattern, a flower, a little flowers pattern inside. So while I sew, you will see what I'm doing. So this is gonna be the front of the bag. This is gonna be the lining, the inside of the bag when I'm finished. This is gonna be on the inside of the bag. This is gonna be a pocket that I'm gonna be stitching onto the bag, which is gonna be on the inside. So this is gonna stitch on the inside. And these that I cut is gonna be the side of the bag. These are going around this side. So it's gonna go on this side and this side, and I'll be piping the edges with the stripping, and I'll be putting on the straps of the bag with these. So these will be the straps of the bag. This will be the straps. So watch me while I sew this bag, and then I sew the hat. Thank you for being with me. Thank you very much. So let me grab my machine now and start the ball rolling. All right. With no further ado, I'm gonna start sewing. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you all so much. I'm gonna be using this big thread here, and I'll be changing my bobbin to blue. I can use also black. Thank you all for sticking around. I'll be start sewing now. You all are so welcome. So okay, let me carry this down some more so you all can have a good view. And remember, if you all can't stick around, you can go on sewing with MDs and you will see all the finished look. Yes, Kennedy, it's a handbag that I'll be sewing and then I'll be sewing the hat to match the handbag. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, Kennedy. Thank you. I appreciate you all. So I'm gonna be start sewing. I'm gonna be start sewing. Hope you all had a wonderful day today. Hope you all, whether you are a stay-home person or you are someone who goes to work, hope you all had a wonderful day. Okay, I'm stringing the machine, and thank you all for your likes. Thank you very much. Thank you for your likes. And as I said, if you all can't stick around, because I'll be sewing 2 items. So if you can't stick around to the end, please go on my Sewing with MD's page, and you can see all that I've sewn there. From the bonnets to the bows, to the handbags, to the purses. I make clothes too, so I make a little bath suit, I make a little dress, I made a blouse, a camisole blouse, a pants, you name it, you name it. You name it and I sew it. Okay. So I'll restart in the bag. I'll be starting the bag. I'll be doing this section. This is a cut work. So I pinned it. So I'll be start sewing. Make sure I have the right side. And let me find my pin holder. I appreciate you all for sticking around with me. So. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting the needle right there. the needle, then I turn. I'll be running a top stitch in this. Let me cut this out. And they're running a top stitch right around. Let me get the iron and press. Give me 1 second, let me get the iron. I'm gonna be pressing to get it flat. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Thank you all for sticking around. Thank you. And I'm going to be pressing. Let me turn this so you can see what I'm doing. I'll be pressing. Finish pressing, so let me turn back to the machine. Thank you all for sticking around. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll be doing the top stitch before I cut. Okay. Do the top stitch. Okay. There you have it. So I'll be cutting off these. I'll be piping it, so let me sew it on the right side. I'll be piping it. Thank you all for watching. I am making a bag, so I'll be piping the outside, and this is why I have a raw edge on the right side, because I'll be piping it. This is a bag. I'm making a bag. So let me get on with the other side, and if I said if you can't stick around for the finished look, you can go on my Sewing with MD's page and you will see the finished look. But I appreciate you all. Thank you all for sticking around. So even. Okay, I'll be piping this around now. Thank you all for watching. One minute, I see something. Thank you all for watching. I gotta get this even. clipping the edges. Let me use, I'm gonna trim some thread. I'll be using white thread. I'm gonna use this little thread on it. Thank you all for sticking around. Okay. Let me get some from this one. Thank you all for sticking around. I'm sewing a bag. One moment while I turn this on. I'm hot. Take off some of this excess fabric. Excuse me. I appreciate you all for sticking around to see this look, finished look. Thank you. I saw this on the outside. I am gonna be picking this up. you for being patient with me. I stitched this on the side that I didn't want it to be. Thank you for being patient with me. This is what dressmaker have to go through. But I see you are so patient. Thanks for sticking around with me. And as I said, if you can't wait to see the finished look, you can go on my Sewing with MD page and you will see all that I've done and this that I'm doing. So here what I did now. Remember that we said we wanted this side to be shown outside to match up with this, but I sew it on the inside, so this is supposed to be on the outside. Okay, so let me start. And I will do it so I get it back exactly like how it was. Okay, thank you all for watching. Thank you. I'm making a bag and then I'm gonna be making a hat from the same fabric that I'm using. So thank you for joining me. You're so welcome. I had was to go back because I did something wrong, so I hate to be putting on this. Thank you all for your patience. Oh, you are so patient with me. Thank you. But I know you are gonna be excited to see the finished look. Just taking out some of this excess thread. Okay. Alright. Let me change it. Because give me 1 minute. 1 minute. This is what I'm sewing. I'm making a hat. Let me turn this correctly. I'm making a hat similar to this, but with a different fabric. And I also be making one. Why? The devil is a liar. Okay. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you very much. The devil is a liar. I ain't letting him win. Hi, Washington. How are we doing? I'll be using the white thread to sew. I don't want too much of the blue thread. I'll be showing on white. How you all doing? Thank you for joining. I'm sewing hat on the bag. But the devil is a liar. This bag, if you have like it's gonna be taking up all evening and I won't let it. So thank you, Washington. And thank you all for being very patient. You can also go on my Sewing with MD's page to see what I'm doing if when you don't get to see the finished look of this bag. I'll be doing some piping on the outside of this bag. I'll be doing some piping, you all can see. And I think I'll be using the zigzag stitch to do this. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you. Just to make certain all the fabric is in. So I'm using the zigzag stitch. The outside of the bag, just giving a little, design to it. So I'll be doing this side. Let me take this back down. And the devil is alive. He's not gonna come to me today. Here's the other piece. Where is my other piece? One more repeat. I am not seeing my other piece. So I just put here. Okay. Sorry about that. It fell on the ground and I was searching for it. Sorry about that. You know, sometimes things do happen. Things do happen. Alright, so don't play with me there. Let me make certain one bit on the website this time. Excuse me. Okay. Not be mistake. But thank you all for sticking around. Thank you. You're such wonderful people. Thanks. This thing has been messing with me. Just joining, I'm so in a bag. Thank you for sticking around, you all. Thank you. Thank you, MVP, that have been sticking around for my started. Thank you. Let me take off some of these threads. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sticking around. I'm just doing a little design, so you know design takes time. Okay, we do the inside of the bag now. Doing the inside of the bag. Okay, I need the pocket to be at least 4 inches down from the top. Let me move this machine. This is the lining of the bag. So I'll be doing the pocket about 4 inches down from the top. 4 inches. Let me get this center. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you all. That's the inside pocket. I'll be doing the same thing to this to accommodate the, but this, I want this one is on the wrong side, I will sew this on the right side, because this is the lining of the back. So, so we're coming up to the end. We are coming up to the end. And I thank you all for sticking around. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking around. be piping this side because this is gonna be on the inside. sticking around. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Alyssa. How you doing? Just putting some seeds down. So this is the base of the bag. I'm coming to the end of the bag. Hi, Teacher Bailey, how you doing? So this is the lining that I'll be putting inside this bag. This is the lining. So I'm coming to the end of this bag here. So I'm gonna be putting on the straps. So let's get the center of this bag. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. It's the center. So I know where to put the straps. And I'll be putting this, let me see, from the center there. Okay, so this is 8.5, so I'll be putting the strap at 4 inches apart. I thank you all for sticking around, and those who left and returned, thank you all. Inches. And I'll be using these straps. These are ready-made straps. I'll be putting it. I'm coming to the end of this bag. I just want to thank you all for sticking around to see the finish look. Let me make sure I got this right. So, so right side to right side. Thank you all for staying with me to see the finished look of this dog. Thank you. And I'll be leaving a little section open so I can turn the bag over. Let me change this thread and put the black. Thank you all for sticking around, and those who left and come back, I appreciate you all. I'll be finishing up with this bag, then I'll be doing the hat. If I don't get to finish the hat, you can join me tomorrow while I finish the hat, but I'm gonna start it. But if I don't get to finish it, you all can join me tomorrow for the finished look. Because I didn't realize the time gone. Okay, let's start stitching. Section out so I can turn the back over. remember I left a little section out so I can turn the back over. Thank you all for sticking around. And as I said, I'll be starting the hat, but I don't know if I'm going to finish it tonight, so you can join me tomorrow for the finish look of the hat. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Material is a little stiff, but it's turning. This is the, I'm not finished. I'm gonna be top stitching it. This is the inside pocket. I'll be giving it a top stitch to hold. There you go. Thank you all for sticking around. Thank you all for sticking around. Thank you, Kendalish, for being back. Thank you, Alyssa, and thank you all, lovely people, for sticking around with me. I know I've been on this for a bit, so I'm gonna be doing some handwork on this. Thank you all for sticking around. Thank you all. If you're just coming, I'm sewing a bag, and I'll be doing a hat shortly, but I don't think I'll be finishing the hat tonight, so you can join me tomorrow for the finished look of the hat. But I'm gonna be starting. I will be starting the hat. I'll be doing some handwork on the section that I left out. I don't want to stitch it. I don't want to stitch it, so I'll be doing some handwork here, and then I top stitch just to close it. This string button. I could use glue, but I didn't want to use any glue on it. Oops, sorry. Sorry for the shifting. Sorry. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. I'm at the end of stitching the bag. So let me do the top stitch right around and then I'm finished with it. I'm gonna put it on, let me see. I'm gonna put it on a stitch. One of these designer stitch. Let me see. 20, 25. I'm trying to find a design that I want to put on the top. Something that's not gonna take too long. Alright, 37. Okay. Comes with a lot of designer stitches on it, so I'm trying to put it in. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for sticking around, y'all. I'm doing a designer stitch on it, so it's gonna take some time. Thank you all for joining. You people surely have patience, man. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you all for joining. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, let me show you the finished look of my bag. This was the stitch that I was doing, so it take a bit of time. It was a designer, there's a lot of designer stitch on this machine. So I was doing this stitch, so it takes some time. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for liking. And I cut this bag and stitch it from scratch. So it takes a little time because I was trying to do some, some little different look on it. So I pipe this section of the bag, pipe it around. I cut this and drop this in this section. And there you have it. There you have it. And I'm gonna make the hat to match the bag. I'll start it, but I won't finish it tonight. Tell me, give me a thumbs up if you like this bag. And then also I'll put a pocket on the inside. And this bag is lined. It's lined. And this can be one two side if you wish. If you want. This can be one two sides. So it can also be one on this side too. That's the reason why I gave it this designer stitch on it. Thank you for joining me. But I prefer this side. Okay, let me start the hat. So there you have it. Thank you for sticking around to see the finished look of the bag. Thank you. Even though the devil tried me, but it didn't work. It didn't work. That's the finished look of the bag, or tote bag. I'm gonna be putting something here to hold it together. Okay, let me start the hat. But as I said, this is the hat to match the bag. But I'm not gonna be finishing the bag tonight. I'm just gonna start it, and you will see the outlook of the hat. So let's start The start will be, this is the facing for the hat. The start. Let me start this hat. So I'm gonna join here. Thank you, Molly. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you all so much. You stick around with me. Thank you. Okay. So this is the base of the hat. And remember now, I am making a hat from this. From this. This is an original bag, but I'm taking the format from this bag. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make certain that I'm in line. I'm gonna make certain, so I'll be going around this before I stitch. Spin it to make certain I'm on the right track. So if I have to be stitching this in some more, so I just want to see if I'm on the right track. Let's see, so this match up, yeah. But I'm gonna go around it and make certain that everything match up. A little play can be in it. Yeah. Thank you all for joining. Thank you very much for sticking around. I appreciate you all. Thank you. If it's a little too big, I am gonna take it back off or just ease it around. I don't want it too big. Alright, so this is a little big. We want it to relax in it. So a little too big. Take some of this. No, this is a hot candle, it's not too bad. I just did the bags, so I'm gonna start the hot, but I won't finish it tonight. I'm just starting it. I want to make certain that I have all parts equal. Thank you for sticking around, me all. Thank you. I know I'm being all a bit, so I won't keep you all too long. Just wanna start this so I can show you all the format. I'll be putting on the top. This is the top. And remember, this will be, I'll be lining this, but not tonight. So we're gonna find, let me start from here where I notch. I put a notch here. I know you all want to go to bed. I'm coming up to the finishing for tonight. I just want to join this to let you see what I'm doing, but I won't finish it tonight. And I appreciate you all for sticking around. All the time, get my marks. Sweet. taking this down a bit. Maybe about a quarter of an inch, not too much. It's a little big. I appreciate you all that stick around with me till the end. Thank you very much. You want to get it correct. I see my numbers trickling down, but that's okay. You can't stick around. Tomorrow you'll see the finished look. But I'm just gonna be setting this in and then I'm finished so y'all can go to your bed. Okay, let me join this. I am coming to the end. I won't keep you up any longer. I just want to thank you all that stick around and thank you all who join. Thank you all who subscribe. Thank you for all who like. And thank you for just being here. Okay, I think I'm gonna be leaving this until tomorrow and for the facing, but I just wanted to join the hat so you all can see what I'm doing. So tomorrow I'll be putting the facing on the inside of the hat. So thank you all for sticking around. This is it so far. Thank you. Thank you for everybody. Thank you. So what I did was to make the bag first. I made the bag to go with the hat. So this is the bag that I made. And I appreciate you all for sticking around. So I'll be finishing up the hat tomorrow so y'all can see the finished look of the hat. So there you have it. There you have it. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll be signing off now until tomorrow. Have a good night and don't forget to pray before you all go to your bed. And you are such wonderful people. You stick around to the end. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. So good night and give thanks. Doesn't matter how small it is, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Good night.